Peter Greste. He joins us live. Now, Pete, it's good to see you. I remember it quite well, the Arab Spring, having been there, but I didn't have the experience that you had. So how do you feel about your story being on the big screen now?
It's pretty weird, Peter. It's a strange thing. I mean, we used to joke about it when we were in prison and often talked about who'd play us in movies. I think I had the Hemsworths in mind, but I think Richard Roxburgh was a pretty good alternative.
Well, how did he do?
Brilliantly. I mean, you know, obviously he's not me. We don't exactly look alike, and I know that there were a lot of conversations about whether or not this should be some kind of impersonation. And I think in the end, the decision was to have a feel-alike contest rather than a look-alike. The idea was for Rox to sort of embody the experience rather than try to impersonate me. And I think he did a pretty incredible job of it in all sorts of ways, you know, from the confusion of my arrest to the claustrophobia of confinement and the chaos of the trial and our eventual release. He absolutely nailed it.
So I mean, often there's, I mean, not to poo-poo it at all, but often when there's retellings of stories, you know, there is a bit of creative license involved. How much is accurate here, Peter, and how much sugar has been put on it?
Oh, Pete, it's pretty accurate. I mean, there is a degree of manipulation. You can never translate 400 days and squash it down into 2 hours without doing some kind of editing of the story and collapsing of characters. But in its essence, I mean, the story itself is pretty accurate. I'd say about 90% is bang on point. But as I said, the essence of it is really there. It's right in the core of the story.
What sort of memories or bad memories did it bring for you, Peter, to relive those experiences?
It's really interesting. So I've probed the edges of that experience pretty thoroughly. You know, I wrote a book called The First Casualty soon after I was released. It's now been republished as The Correspondent. You know, I've spoken about it endlessly. I've built a career out of it, and so I knew and understood a lot of those edges pretty clearly. But even then, the kind of emotional experience was something that I didn't really expect to see. And the other thing I think is that there's a parallel narrative in the story. I don't want to give away any spoilers, apart from the fact that the main character gets released.
Big plot twist.
There's another narrative. Yes, exactly. There is another narrative in there about my colleague Kate Payton, and that ended rather more tragically. And that seeing that play out was a very, very tough thing to do because I haven't engaged with that anywhere near to the same extent. And again, the filmmakers, the team that put this together really got to the emotional core of that in a way that I hadn't really expected.
Oh, I can't wait to see this. Peter Greste, thanks for sharing some of your experiences and your thoughts on that film today. Really appreciate it. So that's The Correspondent, folks. Do keep an eye out on that one.